Welcome from the home of the Mets, Citi Field in Queens, New York. MLB The Show has interleague action for you this afternoon. It's the Toronto Blue Jays going up against the New York Mets. Festivities are wrapping up. This place is rocking. The home opener is coming up next. Just about to get underway. Showing the slab in today's game. Tyler McGill. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
They're going to start this one with the opener because of the matchups. Very favorable. I think we're going to see him empty the tank with really good fastball velocity to try to retire these first three hitters.
And the batter will be the shortstop, Bo Bichette. That's towards center. Taylor moving under it. One up, one down. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average. But one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. Swing and a miss as he was late. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris. And it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup. And I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
Two down, bases empty. Anthony Santander at the plate. Two outs, bases empty.
Ball, that's inside.
Ground ball, Alonso. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Back here with my pal Singy, and starting in this one, Kevin Gausman. What do you have on him, Chris?
Four-pitch guy. He's got some options to work with in terms of keeping hitters off balance. So we'll see how he decides to utilize those weapons through this start here and whether or not he's able to mix them all in early or if he wants to hold something back a little bit later, maybe second, third time through the order and give them something they haven't seen. It's tough when you know a guy's got that in his back pocket. As a hitter, you really have to stay on your toes.
This one in the air, right field. And George makes the grab. Juan Soto now.
Right fielder, Juan Soto.
Comes up empty. That's strike two.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good. And then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
That missed by a lot. Full count, 3-2. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Here's Pete Alonso. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. Way back there. And it stays fair. So runner at second, two down. Here's Brandon Nimmo. Next offering is down low.
Well, you always want to come out in the first inning, try to put something up on the board. It's a big two-out double right there. See if the cleanup man can drive him in and put a tally up there on the board.
Misses inside. 3-1.
Get ready for some action here. Good RBI guy at the plate. Runners in scoring position and a hitter's count.
Top of the zone, and it's called a strike.
And the strategy of winning a ball game when you could make that pitcher work a little more, expose himself by three.
And he got him. Strike three, and that'll retire the side. Back here at Citi Field, top of the second, here's Andres Gimenez.
Jimenez.
Hard on the ground to first. He'll do it himself.
He's out.
One out in the second. And the
Batting
batter is
fifth,
George
right
Springer.
fielder, George Springer.
One out, bases empty. Swing and a miss. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swings and misses. Struck him out.
Batting sixth,
2 outs,
third
bases
baseman,
empty.
Ernie
Now the third
Clement.
baseman, Ernie Clement. Clips the corner. That's strike 2. Second inning here, no score. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the Blue Jays go down 1-2-3. Back here at Citi Field, home of the New York Mets. Singy, we saw this team playing in the NLCS a year ago.
And some people were surprised they went as far as they did, but they had a really talented roster. In the postseason, you just need one of those guys to get hot, and good things start to happen.
Next one just misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Fouled off. And they'll do it again. Yeah, Pete Alonso was that guy last year. It felt like he was hitting a game-changing home run every night.
And the rest of his teammates just fed off that energy, Boog. Francisco Lindor was absolutely amazing. Mets fans will remember his grand slam against the Phillies for a very long time.
But with that said, the only way for the Mets to take a step forward this season is reaching the World Series. One down, base is empty. 3-1, and he couldn't come up with it.
I don't think he really wanted to pitch to him right there anyhow.
So up next for New York, Brett Beatty.
Ball, that's out.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
And next for the Mets, Tyrone Taylor. And there's a ball.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Runners at first and second with 1 gone. Bottom half of inning number 2. Swing and a miss and a slider.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Here's a high fly ball out to center. Straw has a beat on it. That's out number 2. And stepping in for New York, Hayden Sanger.
How many times have we seen an early at-bat change the course of a game? It happens every night in baseball, and maybe it happens again here.
This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. And that will end the inning. Top half of the third inning. Here's the left fielder, Davis Schneider. Right-hander kicks, deals.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Late that time, and it's strike 2.
Ooh, Baia. You got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
In the dirt, and now it's 3-2. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. And here's the catcher, Tyler Heineman. One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
2 strikes.
Top of the third, no score. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. And that's their first base runner of the game.
He seems to have lost a little bit of focus on executing that pitch right there, not staying through the target, and clearly not the release point he wanted.
Now a chance for Miles Straw. There's a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Man at first, 1 away. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. And that's a double.
Good 2-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. Ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
He makes the catch, and there's 2 down. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I know we're still early in the stages of this game, but this at-bat has the potential of being a difference maker. You've got to stay calm in the box.
2 on, 2 outs. And it is 2-1. Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. That one missed.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Fights it off. He'll see another.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Good job to fight that one off. Line to left. And no one can get there. One runs in, another comes in to score. It's 2-zip, a 2-run double.
Oh, that's a big at bat coming through in the clutch to drive in a pair. That was the 11th pitch he saw. Pretty remarkable when you can stay locked in for that long a time and still come away with a knock.
Now at the plate, Anthony Santander.
Ball 2.
And now 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Two outs and 1 in scoring position. Check swing, and he went. And now 2-2.
2-2 count.
He goes down looking. Back here in Queens, Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate.
Francisco Lindor.
Lindor was born in Puerto Rico, but actually played his high school ball in Florida. Grounds one to short. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. No throw, and they can't get the out. And now it's Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
That one close, ruled a ball. Now 2 balls and a strike. Lindor on at first, nobody out. Next offering way off the plate.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
That's a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Back-to-back singles. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
And a big swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
First and second, no outs here in the last half of the third. Got him. Outside pitch got the better of him that time. So now here's the Mets DH, Brandon Nimmo. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Makes the catch for the out. Here's Jesse Winker.
This at bat might not seem like a huge deal right now, but baseball is a game of moments, and what happens here could change everything.
Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Swing and a miss, and that is that. And we're back. And here is Andres Jimenez.
Andres Jimenez.
Love it here at Citi Field. You know, it replaced Old Shea Stadium back in 2009, and Chipper Jones was really sad to see it go. It's actually the 3rd home of the Mets since they started out at the Polo Grounds for 2 seasons before Shea was finished.
That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
Nobody out, runner at first. And he hits a ground ball right side, and foul ball. Runs it up to 96 to record the punch out. Here's the third baseman, Ernie Clement. Jimenez over at first with 1 away. And that's in the dirt.
The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner, that slider's going to end up way off the plate. Perhaps look a little more down the middle, and you get it right where you want it.
That's hard hit on the line. That's a base hit. Jimenez around second, on his way to third. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Next to hit, Davis Schneider. Now a pop-up on the infield. Singer hauls it in for the out. And there's 2 down. Here's the catcher to hit, Tyler Heineman.
Tyler Heineman.
This one in the air, center field. Taylor snags it, and that is that. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now it's Mark Vientos.
Third baseman, Mark Vientos.
In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
2-2 the count.
Got him looking. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one.
Now batting.
Brett Beatty up now for the Mets.
Brett Beatty.
Oh, I think the key, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
2 balls,
And
1
that's
strike.
in the dirt. And a count 2-1. And strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Rip towards third. Fires over to Guerrero. And that quickly 2 away. Tyrone Taylor up now for the Mets.
Center fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
And that's
Oh, that's
off
inside.
the inside edge. And it's 2-1. That to right. And it's out of play, a foul ball. And down on strikes. And the Mets go 1-2-3.
Now pitching for
A
the
new
New
arm
York
into the
Mets.
game, the righty,
Number
Kodai
34.
Senga.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Here's the center
Leadoff
fielder,
for the
Miles
Blue Jays.
Straw.
Center fielder, Miles Straw.
And that
Ball.
is downstairs. And
We
it's
got
2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That clips the corner.
Really good cutter that he's able to front door and back door. That pitch is devastating.
Into center and a base hit. So now back to the top of the order.
Gotta love the resiliency he showed in that at bat, battling with
Up
2
next,
strikes.
for the
I
Blue
could watch
Jays,
base hits like that one
shortstop,
all day
Miles Straw.
long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Struck him out swinging. The high heat too much on that one. Vladdy Jr. stepping to the dish now. Singy, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Oh, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard
No
it
offense
is.
off the plate.
These
Ball
guys
two.
are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn
he's
on
in
the
there.
inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. And there's a foul ball. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. The throw to third. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
A couple of hits in a row for him here. I really like that swing, man. He didn't just push it the other way through the infield. He drove it that way, and it kind of makes me think he was thinking opposite field as he stepped into the box. Got a pitch he liked, and he got it done.
So bases
Now
all
batting,
loaded up.
second baseman,
Jimenez
Andres
getting ready to hit.
Jimenez.
Well, he's so good about trying to drive the ball to the opposite field gap in these situations. If he takes that approach, he could bust this game wide open.
1 out, bases full. Chases the fastball up the ladder, struck him out. And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate.
George Springer.
Strike two, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. That one is upstairs. So they're all loaded up with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the 3rd straight at bat. Back here at Citi Field, ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now the catcher comes up to him, Hayden Sanger. And that's through there for a strike. It's 2-2.
Now in this 3-ball count, down in the ball game, you've got to be very selective. Take your walk if they'll give it to you.
In the air, right field. Springer on the move. Makes the grab on the run. And there's one down. And now it's Frankie Lindor.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Line drive. And a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
He was all over that one. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
And that is out of play. And that just misses.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
He's making things difficult for himself right now out there on the mound, but you know his confidence should still be high enough to get out of this, but he's gonna have to buckle down right here.
Breaking ball misses down and away.
Way to lay off that pitch down. He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Lindor zipping around third. The throw is offline and he's in to score. And they trail by 1.
Well, patience and discipline paid off right there.
Yariel Rodriguez gets the call from the pen.
And this is an important part of this game. Tight score and still a lot of outs to get. So they're looking for a big outing out of him right here to get some critical outs.
And a dangerous hitter coming to the plate. Brandon Nimmo will hit next. The 1-1. Swings through that one above the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
On the ground to first, could be 2. Over to Bichette.
That's an out.
Now he launches a throw over his head. Safe. And the runner from second scores on the play. We are tied at 2. Jesse Winker up now for the Mets. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Throw over to first, and he's back in easily. Runner takes off. Pitch misses. Throw. Save. Nimmo on at second with 2 down. Right side. Springer. Brings it in, and that is the inning. Back here in Queens, top 6. And now for the Jays, Ernie Clement. Lined into left center, base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Now batting, left fielder
Davis Schneider next up for the Blue Jays. Popped up right side. Baden makes the grab, one away. And now the switch hitting catcher, Tyler Heineman.
Well, both sides equally as strong. So not a good time to try to turn him around with a relief pitcher and put him on the other side of the plate.
Next offering is in for a strike.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That one sizzling on its way through to the outfield. And the throw's offline, safe at third.
Well, that may end up being an at-bat we go back to later on when this game is over. Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
And here is Miles Straw.
Ball. Down.
In the dirt. Nothing happening on the bases, though. Very high with that one. And a full count now. And that'll load the bases.
Now that sets up a really big at bat in this game. These are the
Oscar Brazoban on a pitch out of the pen here.
really tough spot to come into out of the bullpen. Bases loaded with multiple outs to get in a tight ball game. A lot can happen right here.
Go ahead run on base. Bo Bichette up to the dish. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 2.
2 strikes.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. With the go-ahead run at third. And we're in the top half of the 6th. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. next up for the Blue Jays. The next pitch misses. 2 balls and a strike.
Look, in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline. And just misses with that one.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
Base hit, 1 run in already. The second run scores. It's 4-2.
That's all he needed, just a simple base hit, and he drives in 2 in a huge spot. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
Swing and a miss. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. And we're back. Now the third baseman, Mark Vientos. Out towards right center field. Springer on the move. Nabs it, and there's 1 down. Brett Beatty up now for the Mets.
Second baseman.
Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Now batting, center
Tyrone
fielder,
Taylor, the next to
Tyrone
hit.
Taylor.
We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there are certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit, or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
That one lifted to left. Schneider right there to make the grab. And that is the 3rd out of the inning.
Now pitching. for
Ryan
the
Stanek
Mets.
gets the ball now.
Number
Just trying to
55.
keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Now the Toronto
Leading off
4-hole
for
hitter,
Toronto,
Andres
second
Jimenez.
baseman, Andres Jimenez.
The 1-2. Got him swinging.
Now batting,
Here's
right
George
fielder,
Springer.
George Springer.
Check swing, no appeal. This one popped up. Alonso. And it's caught for the out. Ernie Clement next up for the Blue Jays.
Hey, man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That is an excellent pace.
The 1-1 is fouled off.
Well, pretty clear to me. He was trying to go deep right there, but you got to get a pitch that you can handle.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Way back there. Onto the track, and he makes the catch.
Now pitching for
We're
Toronto.
back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Chad Green.
Chad
Well,
Green.
the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Hayden Sanger
Leading
digs in
off
now.
For the Mets, catcher, number 98.
That one drifts
Inside, ball
inside.
Well, these Mets finding ways to get on base, but they still need help driving them home. They only have 1 hit with runners in scoring position, so a lot of squandered opportunities. It's tough because those are moments you just can't get
Got
back.
a full count.
Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Caught him looking for the K.
Up next for the
Here's
Mets,
Francisco Lindor.
shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Springer drops into the glove. 2 down. Here's Juan
Now
Soto.
batting, the right fielder, Juan
2 down,
Soto.
nobody on. Here the bottom of the 7th. Next offering upstairs.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
He got away with 1
2
there,
strikes.
but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
And a swing and a miss, and that's that. And welcome back to the
Leading off for
ballpark.
the Blue
We're at the
Jays.
top of the 8th,
Left
and now
fielder,
for the Jays, Davis
Schneider.
Schneider. And now
Ball,
2
that's
balls and a
upstairs.
strike.
Well, these Blue Jays, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. We've seen how many line drive base hits they've been able to produce in this one, 6 to be exact, and they've all been pretty loud.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Two on the way. Swings and misses on the fastball up in the zone for the strikeout. Next to hit, Tyler Heineman.
Tyler Heineman.
Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top of the 8th. That's out to center field. Taylor. 2 away. 2 down, base is empty. And next for Toronto, Miles Straw. Out to short, Lindor. The throw to first. That ends the frame. Back here at Citi Field, out of the bottom of the 8th, and now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. The 1-1 is fouled off. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Now batting. Designated
Next
hitter,
is the designated hitter, Brandon Nimmo. The Mets down by a pair here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And now it's even up.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. And a swing and a miss. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today.
Now
Now the left fielder, Jesse Winker.
Jesse Winker.
Two down, nobody on. And it is
That's
2-1. And a base hit up the middle.
Now batting, third baseman.
So they turn to their
Mark
closer,
Vientos.
Jeff Hoffman.
And we all
Now
know
pitching
about his
for
slider.
Toronto.
It's just filthy, man. And
Number
one of the better
23.
ones in the game, I'd say.
Jeff
Spin rate's
Hoffman.
very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Man at first, Mark Vientos up now for the Mets. Tying run at the plate.
Ball 2.
Fouled off. He was late. The tying run at the plate. On the outside corner. Got him looking. We're back. It's the top of the ninth. And there's a new pitcher on the mound. Danny Young.
For the New York Mets, number 81, Danny Young.
Back to the top of the order. Now here's the leadoff man for the Blue Jays, Bo Bichette. The shortstop takes the ball. Young is what you're looking for in a good reliever. The ball stays in the ballpark. It's so hard to square him up. Just missed.
Yeah, he stays out of the middle and pitches either at the bottom or at the top on the edges. And because of that, if you do get it in the air, it's usually just a high fly ball. And when it's down in the zone, it's on the ground.
He's so consistent that the manager basically could look at it like he's got 3 outs sitting in his pocket. That shortens the game. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch.
When he takes the mound, you feel like, hey, this inning is wrapped or this ball game is over. He's just that good. And you can see it in opposing hitters as well. They know when he comes in, pretty much forget about it. Kind of reminds me of Mariano Rivera.
And a foul ball. He stays alive. Struck him out looking.
Now batting,
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. next up for the Blue Jays. And the sweeper is off the plate. Cut on and lifted in the air. And that'll fall for a base hit.
Anything but pretty right there, but he'll take it every time. He clearly didn't catch that one on the big part of the bat, just kind of muscled it out there. And you know, on the mound, it can be pretty frustrating for a pitcher, but you just kind of have to expect those to drop in there sometimes.
Slice the other way. That's a base hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with 1 gone.
Up next for the Blue Jays,
and now it's going to be Andres Jimenez. Swing and a foul out of play. Runners at first and second with 1 gone. Strikes him out, went with the sweeper, and it worked. Now it's the right fielder, George Springer.
George Springer.
On the ground to the left.
Foul.
And that's just foul. And a payoff pitch. Smash down the left field line. And foul ball. Two outs. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Now a long throw home. Save. In comes the run from second. It's 5-2.
Just a great at bat right there. Saw a lot of pitches. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from. And there was just no one there to knock it down.
Swing and a miss. That is strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
stays alive. Santander, the lead runner at second. Springer at first, 2 out of the inning. And that's way high. And the count is 2-2. Out to short, Lindor. They take the force out, and that's the 3rd out. Bottom of the 9th, and stepping in for New York, Brett Beatty.
Second baseman, Brett Beatty.
The 1-1.
That's a ball.
Swing and a foul back. That's out of play. And it remains 2-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. And 1 gone.
Now batting.
He's 2 outs away. And now the center fielder, Tyrone Taylor. Swings through that one, out in front that time.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Only 1 out remaining for the Mets. So up next, Hayden Sanger. The 1-1. And that's down and away. 2 down, nobody on here in the last half of inning number 9. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1 strike away. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Ball game.
When you win 5 in a row, the confidence just goes to another level, and you start to gain this momentum, and you think that you're never going to lose a game again because things are clicking up and down the lineup. Pitchers are pitching. The team is making the plays defensively. This is the kind of feeling, it's not going to last